Hi everyone, I'm Theo.
And I'm Marshall, and this is
Twin Cinema, the show where we have two brothers
reviewing two movies
based on
one theme.
And one of the reasons that we started this show is to help, share our knowledge of film and the films that we love, directors we love, with other people. But we also wanted to use this as a way to expand our knowledge, to go outside of what we know and learn about different films, different directors. And that's something that we really want to do with this cycle's theme.
That's right. We want to focus on African film for this cycle in celebration of Black History Month. I'm going to be honest, I really don't know a whole lot about African films, and I would hazard a guess that most of America doesn't know much about African films as well, which is kind of funny because the second largest producer of films in the world is Nigeria.
Yeah. Even though I would say most people haven't seen a Nigerian film in America. I haven't. I would say the three most well-known African movies to the American public are all South African movies made by white South African directors, specifically District 9, which is the most recent and one of the more famous, The Gods Must Be Crazy, and Yesterday. And those were all made by South African directors.
Yeah. So, of course, South Africa has a rich film history, and I think a very important film history, but we wanted to focus on films from other African nations, ones with what we're not really a whole lot familiar with. So we want to use these films as a way to view different cultures, different societies, values, points of views. Really, that's what I feel art is for learning how to see other points of view. And I think film is one of the best ways to view that is because you are literally in another world, basically.
And we really wanted to explore the voices of Black African filmmakers. Because when you look at the history of African cinema, early African cinema was dominated by European colonists. In fact, for French colonies, there was a law in place called the Laval Decree. And what that did is it placed really harsh restrictions on films that could be made in French African colonies. Now, of course, French filmmakers could make films pretty freely, but the French government wanted to suppress the voice of Black Africans because they were afraid that they would use film as a tool to incite revolution. So when you're looking at your colonial films in Africa, you're looking at very racist portrayals of Black Africans. You're looking at the way that Europeans view Africa. And so a lot of African filmmakers, after independence, wanted to use film as a way of expressing, national African identities. And that's the kind of films that we really wanted to focus on for this cycle.
Yes. So pretty much we have the two opposite ends of the identity spectrum. My film that we're going to be doing for Marshall Monday is going to focus more on the beginnings of a culture, while Theo's film is dealing with a culture that is dealing with the emergence of globalization.
Correct, yeah. And, both of our countries, we didn't know about the Laval Decree whenever we picked out our films. We found out about that later, but they're both former French colonies, and for me, that makes these films about national identity that much more meaningful because you learn about the history and the way that the former colonialists would try to suppress these voices in the past.
So, my film is going to be Yilin, which is Bambara for Brightness. It is a 1987 film that was directed by Soleimani Cisse, and it was awarded the jury prize in the 1987 Cannes Film Festival.
And my film is the 1992 film Aens, which is French for hyenas. And it's by Jibril Diop Mambeti, and he is from Senegal.
Yep. All right, so just a heads up, we apologize in advance if we do any mispronunciation. We are going to try and get everything correct, but more than likely we will probably fail, so apologies in advance.
All right, and once again, please everybody rate us on YouTube, subscribe, check us out on social media, and please share these videos if you enjoy them. Leave us a comment.
Yep. All right. Well, we are going to see you Monday when we discuss Yilin, and I hope you all have a great weekend.
All right. Bye.
Bye.